Good morning, you guys. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. This is for Momentum Makers. Hey, Haley, good morning. I have chat pulled up. So anytime, what's really neat about this is anytime that I say something and you're like, whoa, hold on. You can drop it in chat. You can unmute. You can say, I need you to clarify on some things. It's really neat. I love a good Zoom where it's completely open for us to kind of go back and forth. So that's what this is. I have a couple of slides that I usually go through. And then, guys, we can talk about whatever. But before we go into anything, we practice our gratitude every single morning. On Momentum Makers, we go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It should stay around the 7:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. And so, yeah. In Momentum Makers, it's more of us choosing a topic to kind of unpack for the week. And on Friday, we apply whatever we've learned. Where with Momentum Masters, that is more of a group where we go through different series. That's what I was talking about right before I before I hit the record button. Momentum Masters, we finished a mindset series last week, and today we are starting the 4 keys to an onboarding system. So Masters is going to be switching back and forth between mindset and network marketing tips. Anyways, long story long. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. Let's practice our gratitude and get this day going. Happy Monday. Gratitude. 5 things you are grateful for that happened in the last 24 hours. It's not like spouse, dog, car, house, mom, dad, no. This is 5 things that happened in the last 24 hours, and if you want to get the most out of it, write it down. 5 things you are grateful for that happened in the last 24 hours. Now that we're doing Zooms, I could actually play music while we do this. Used to, whenever I did Zooms, a long time ago, I would play music for about a minute and a half while people kind of practiced their gratitude or got their thoughts together before we jumped into all the things. So I just thought about that. I will have to keep that in mind. But make sure to practice your gratitude. You want to come into this with a grateful heart. All right, now we are on Monday. And Monday is the day that you set the pace for the week. Today is. Are you ready to sprint? Are your running shoes laced up? Are you ready to go? How bad do you want it? Monday is the day that you set the pace for the entire week. So we don't only want to show up. On Monday, we want to show up big. And it's just, guys, I started treating Monday like this probably 3 years ago. But prior to that, Mondays were the days that I was I'm staying in my pajamas. I don't want to do anything because I hated Mondays my entire life, going to school, going to college, being a teacher. I hated Mondays. I dreaded Mondays. So then whenever I retired myself, I had this horrible belief that's nope, I gave myself the right to stay in my pajamas and not do anything on a Monday. And it was the worst decision ever on my part, because Monday truly is setting the pace for the week. So you can imagine how the rest of my week went. I'm telling you right now, don't make that mistake. About 3 years ago, I was you know what? Monday, I'm going to start treating it differently. I'm going to get up, I'm going to get ready, and I'm going to tackle my week. I'm going to treat it differently. And it changed things. So when we're looking at Monday, and I want you to be excited about it. Monday is the day that you get to set your goals. It's the day that you get to look at, what do you have going on? Brenda said, I like Mondays because my husband goes to work and I can finally get stuff done. That's funny. What do you want to make happen this week? What are your goals? And then we look at, okay, how can you reach them? And let's say your goals are signing, 7 customers. Have y'all ever done the 7-Eleven contest where it's 7 customers in 11 days? It's one of my favorite contests. And sometimes I would do those for myself throughout the month. It's called the 7-Eleven contest. But let's say you woke up today and you're okay, I want to sign 7 customers this week and 3 team members. I want to launch 3 people and sign 7 customers. So how are you going to reach those goals? You get extremely intentional. You grab your notebook and you start being okay, who's all the new friends that I've added? Who and accepted my friend request? Who's on my potentials list? You searched Messenger. Who came up as keywords that you have talked to about it before? and you start writing down all these names. You start looking at who's viewed my story over the weekend, who has liked and commented on statuses, and you just start writing down these names. And like, you don't think much about it while you're writing them down. You're just writing down these names. And then you go back and you look at them and you're like, you know what? I hate prejudging, but also I look at that list and I try to find the top 10 people, like top 10 people that I think would truly be interested in what I do, top 10 people that I think would truly bring like joy to the team. I don't know how else to say this. I don't want negativity on my team. So I write all the names down and then find the top 10, and that's who I would reach out to first. Just saying, hey, happy Monday. I hope you have an awesome week. Whatever you want to say, just starting that conversation. You want to make sure you are not staying in the same barrel. So this is what we're about to get into. Let me admit Bunny. Hey, Bunny. So you want to make sure you're not staying in the same barrel. I'm sure most of you have heard me talk about the red, green, and rotten apples, right? That our job is just to sort. We have this massive barrel, and our job is to sort through those apples. Sometimes we pull an apple, and it's a red apple, and those are the ones that's like, sign me up right now. Those are the ones that, seriously, you're in like a weight loss group, and you make a post about your weight loss, and they're like, what did you use? And you message them, and you tell them what you used, and they're like, oh my gosh, sign me up. Those are the red apples. When we have a red apple, we're like, oh my gosh, like what? Like we get so excited because there wasn't a lot of work put into signing them, honestly. And we love them, but they're very rare. So whenever we have a red apple, we're like, that was cool. And then we can think, there's more in the barrel. Let me keep sorting. Then we have our green apples. Your green apples, they just need more information. They just need you to talk to them a little bit more, answer some questions. They usually say, no, not right now, or I don't have the money. Guys, everybody can find money for what they want. Whenever they say, I don't have the money, that truly means I'm not curious enough yet. I don't want it bad enough yet. I don't know enough yet. So we just want to make sure we keep interacting with them. Whenever you write statuses, you keep those green apples in mind. Let's say you have a nurse that's a green apple that's tired all the time from working multiple shifts. And so you make a status and it's just geared straight to nurses that work overtime and are tired. And you know that she's going to see that. Or the teacher that's like got the afternoon snack drawer. Like, I can tell y'all all kinds of stuff about teachers. Teachers, after lunch, we're exhausted. Our after lunch classes get a whole different teaching experience than our morning classes. We have an afternoon snack drawer usually with candy in it to get us through the rest of the day. We are like watching the clock. Well, I was a high school teacher. Elementary teachers may be dancing with their kids after lunch. I really don't know. But in high school, we're like needing coffee. We're needing, we're tired. And so you could keep that in mind when you make those statuses. When you make your stories, you're keeping it in mind. Maybe the stay-at-home mom that just feels so bad when she yells at her kids, right? Like, anybody else been there? The stay-at-home mom that feels like she falls short no matter what. She can't keep her house clean. Keeping house clean, cooking supper, taking care of the kids. And it feels like she's always falling short somewhere, but that's her dream, is to stay home with her kids. But it's like, why does she not feel fulfilled? And you keep these people in mind as you write these statuses, and those are your green apples. And that's what makes them finally be like, okay, tell me more. Tell me more about what this is. Or the other day, I was helping someone make a status for Color Street. And I was like, why don't we go around the route to the route of, maybe you want to get your nails done, but you can't, I know how it is when you can't afford manicures every single month, but you feel more confident when you have your nails done, and you know that. What if there was another way to get to that confidence? Life is too short for boring nails. And we kind of went with that route. Guys, you keep people in mind when you write your statuses. Okay. And then you have your rotten apples. I'm really going overboard explaining this because I'm pretty sure most of you have heard the story. You have your rotten apples. Your rotten apples are the ones that's like, that's a pyramid scheme. What else do they say? My uncle's cousin's sister did that, and she lost everything. She spent all of her money. They took her car away. yeah, you like the vacations that you go on, like they're not real. Oh my gosh, don't even try. Don't even try to talk to them people. They do not have the capacity in their head to understand what we do. Okay, like, but a lot of people, they'll hold on to the rotten apple and they'll think, I'm gonna make this apple red, and so they'll hold on to the rotten apple and they're like, why don't you just get on a Zoom and hear it out? Why don't you just get on the phone with me and hear it out? Why don't you just get in a 3-way chat with me and hear it out? And we just hold on to this rotten apple and we keep trying to turn it red. And we're like, hey, I've got some specials coming out. Hey, somebody like you joined my team and they had really awesome success. Hey, and fill in the blank. And this is a rotten apple. Like, they're not going to say yes, guys. Kind of like the buy cycle. If y'all know the buy cycle, that's where 1 to 5% of your friends list is never going to say yes. Those are your rotten apples. And we need to toss them as far away as we can. But so many people hold on to the rotten apple and they're like, I'm going to turn you red. And it's not going to happen. Okay, so that's the green, red, rotten apples. Pretty sure most of you have heard that. But now let's talk about the barrels, because this is the other problem I see people running into. They stay in the same barrel. Okay. Oh yeah, Brenda said so many days pyramid schemes. I never get that. I've never in my network marketing, maybe twice, maybe in the early days. But since then, I don't know if they just saw me go to the top and they're like, well, if Kayla can do it, maybe it's not a pyramid scheme, because if she can do it, anybody can do it. I truly think that's what it is. Like, I truly do. But I never got that. Okay. Okay, so millions of barrels. We don't want to stay in the same barrel. What I mean by that is, if you have a list of 100 potentials and you're like, Kayla, I've got this list of 100 potentials. I'm following up with them. I'm serving them. I'm keeping them in mind when writing my statuses. But you're staying on that same 100. And whenever I tell you today, get in Messenger, and you're like, but who do I message? Like, I've messaged these same people, over and over and over. That is your sign you're in the same barrel. That's your sign right there. If you do not have new people to message, you are in the same barrel, period. You've got to get into different barrels. As you add new friends, I think I have this on the next slide. I do. Okay, adding new friends. What do? We want to add new friends at least every Friday. And guys, people that you actually have something in common with, people that are active on social media, people that are positive. Like, be intentional with this. Don't just be like, whoop, 10 friends added, and half of them are from a country that you're not even open in. Oh my gosh, I worked with someone one-on-one one time. I was like, did you add your friends today? And she said, yes. I said, okay, send me the ones that accepted. And she sent them to me. Half of them were from Saudi Arabia, and she's not open in Saudi Arabia. And I'm just like, okay, so I need you to be a little bit more intentional. Be intentional. Make sure you find people that you have something in common with, are active on social media, and live in the country that you are open in. Okay, so we're adding in the new friends. As soon as they accept, we're writing their names down, and we're interacting with them every single day. This is your likes and your comments. This is quickest way to get into Messenger, watch their stories. Because when you reply to a story, it takes you straight into their Messenger. So really, a lot of my coaching with one-on-one, I'm like, go watch some stories and let's get into some messengers. So we watch their stories and we just message something on that. Like, oh my gosh, that looks like so much fun. Where are you guys? Or, oh my God, on my story, I did a car wash yesterday. So it's like, oh man, my car needs to be washed too. Or, their kid goes to the dentist. Oh man, I wish my kid liked going to the dentist. It's always a headache. We get into Messenger with these people. We connect, and the quickest way to do that is through stories. Oh, yeah. Brenda said, I need a new barrel. Hey, we all do all the time. So we try to message them instead of commenting. Anytime we can comment, we try to message. Once again, we don't say anything about our product. We don't say anything about our company. This is just making a connection with new friends. So whenever you wake up on a Monday and Kayla says, get in Messenger, it's like, done. I added 20 friends over the weekend. Let's go. I cannot wait to connect with them. You're making the connection. You're staying consistent in your posts and your stories, because I can guarantee you, whenever somebody accepts your friend request, the first thing they're going to do is come check out your profile. And then as soon as you do get in their Messenger, the first thing they're going to do is come check out your profile again. Please, yes, be consistent in your stories and statuses, but not just about your business. People do not relate to your business. They don't. People relate to you. If they see you are nothing but your business plastered all over, they're going to delete and block you no matter how nice and friendly you are, no matter how pretty you look. People are sick of being advertised to. We are advertised a million times. We see advertisements millions of times a day. We're sick of it. If you are nothing but your company and product, we will block and delete you. Period. The end. Okay? So make sure that you are showing how are you different? Like, what makes you stand out? What are things that you love? This is where your 3 to 5 things come in. Let's say you added them from a crochet and knitting group. Are you showing that you crochet and knit? Because if you're not, that's a problem. If you added them from a dog group and you're not showing your dogs, that's a problem. If you added them from a makeup group and you're not showing your favorite, makeup products, make sure you are showing stuff that make you different. Who are you? Do you like to cook? Do you like, it could go on and on. We're not going to go into that. That's not what this is about. Just make sure that whenever I say to be consistent with stories and statuses, that is because as we're adding new friends, they're coming straight. I want y'all to see how this all works together. As you're adding new friends, they're coming straight to your profile, and you want them to see who you are, not just your product, not just your company. This is how people relate to you. When they relate to you, that's when they start to like, know, and trust you. They're not going to buy from you before then. They're just not. So if I went to your page right now, could I actively see who you are? Do an audit of your page today. Just do an audit of your profile. Can I see who you are? Okay. How many new convos can you start today? Conversations is what leads to conversions. So we focus there. We focus on loving people, right? Having those conversations. We focus on serving people. Guys, we're going to do a series over messaging at some point. I have so many messaging things out there already. So I'm sure you're like, Kayla, we got it. Awesome. Put it into action. Because if you're serving people in Messenger, you're not talking much. You're asking questions and you're letting them talk. You're finding their goals. You're finding out, are they already on a diet or exercise regimen? You're finding out if they get their nails done every week. You're finding out, you're building a relationship and you're serving them. Once you realize you are not in a sales business, you're in a service business, things change. You're not in a sales, you're in a service. How can you serve them? And whenever you start focusing there and you start focusing, okay, my job is to love and serve, then you start to see growth like never before. And Jacob said, I always feel like I'm being nosy. No! The quickest way, like I said, is get in stories. Because people put up stories because they want you to see what's going on in their life. Like me putting up the car wash yesterday, if somebody messaged me and was like, oh my gosh, my car needs washed so bad. Oh, they would have had a whole spiel from me about how we had snow 2 weeks ago and my car was ruined and it hasn't been washed in 2 weeks. And I didn't even know if it was still white. We would have had a whole conversation. So keep in mind, people put up stories because they want you to see it. And if you respond to them, it takes you straight into Messenger. It's just a really, really easy way to make it happen. Y'all are so awesome. I think that's the last slide. So this is where we are. It's Monday. It's the start of a week. It's the time that you set the pace for the week. Remember, I'm telling you, get in Messenger. That's going to be the message you always get from me is get in Messenger. But there's some other underlying ones in here today. Number 1, don't stay in the same barrel. Don't sort from the same barrel. If you're looking at your potentials list and you're like, I've been following up with these people for 100 days, or I don't know, I've been following up with these people for the last week. That's we're going to keep following up with them, but guys, we have to constantly add new. We got to find the red apples. We got to find the people that are ready now. There's people out there that are ready now, and a lot of them are on your friends list, but they're not going to be the people that message you because of insecurities. They're not going to be the people that message you because of, lack of confidence. So you love and you serve and you grow. You make the connection with them. You find out how you can serve them. And then you're going to see growth. So how many conversations can you have? That is what leads to conversions. If you're in Momentum Masters, I talk to you guys all the time about tracking your numbers. If you track how many conversations you have and when does it lead to conversions, you can find your magic number. And what I mean by that is, like, if you talk to 25 people and you sign one, that's your magic number. So now it's like, okay, so if I talk to another 25, I should sign another one. And if I talk to, and the thing is that will get better and better as you get better. So eventually you'll get down to only needing to talk to 23 and you sign one, 20 and you sign one, 15 and you sign one. So you get better, but it starts with you practicing it. Just like with any skill, it starts with practice. All right, guys, y'all know I don't like to just sit on here and talk. So I'm not going to keep you guys any longer than I need to. I want you to get started with your Monday. I want you to absolutely kill it. Set the pace. Monday's what sets the pace for the entire week. So game face on. We're going into the second week of March Madness. Get ready, get your heart ready. I get that first week, maybe you went really, really hard and you're like, hey, I gave it my all and nothing came from it. Please let me pour into you today and just refill your cup, because my gosh, you deserve to see your breakthrough. And I know last week may have been hard. I know that life probably threw you some curveballs. I know that, maybe it was difficult in whatever ways, but I want you to come into this week with a full cup. I want you to know you are capable and you're worthy and you are enough right now. I want you to know that whatever breakthrough that you want to happen this month, there's still plenty of time. So show up big today. Set the pace today. And even if it's another day where it's nothing but no's, another day where it's nothing but building relationships, just know you are one day closer. You cannot tread water in network marketing. You cannot tread water. You're either drowning or you're swimming. So today, choose to swim, okay? I love you guys so much. All right, today is National Women's Day too. Whoop, whoop. I didn't know that. I never know what day it is. Somebody can be like, oh, it's like Taco Day. And I'm like, what? Really? I don't know. I never know like all the national days. All right, guys. Let me stop the recording.